Welcome everyone to Dude and Little Dude's Quick Toy Reviews. The Little Dude and I just picked up some new items and we wanted to show it off to you in this quick video. We're continuing our review of the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Monsters plus Mutants series. We just got a hold of Werewolf Mikey at our local Super Target. We couldn't find it anywhere else yet, but I'm assuming they will eventually come out. So here's our first look at Werewolf Mikey. He does come with a couple accessories, a slice of pizza, and a pair of nunchucks, which are basically bones tied on a rope. So here's a quick comparison of the Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which in this time in 1993 it was Leo who played as the Wolfman. So here we can see Mikey in his orange jacket with white accent, blue pants, and brown elbow pads. The style of this was reminiscent of the 1985 Teen Wolf movie starring Michael J. Fox, who played as Scott Howard, a 17-year-old kid who played basketball. So if you've checked out my last few videos, I did cover some of the other additional monster figures in this line. The only thing I didn't cover was Monster Hunter Leo and Monster Hunter Raph, but this is a cool addition to the 4 Universal monsters in this line. So here we can check out Mikey as sculpted. So the sculpt is really nice. The only thing I have a little bit of a complaint about is that they did sculpt hair onto his skin, but they kept it green. So I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm assuming maybe in a recolor issue down the road they might correct that. But there is some hair sculpted into the skin, which just remained green. The only part that I noticed that does have the brown color to indicate the wolf hair is on his chest and on his knees. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the packaging here. Again, just like in my previous videos, I've already kind of covered what was on the back here, so we'll just kind of take a quick peek again at the 6 figures that come in this Monsters plus Mutants line. So like I mentioned in my previous videos, the big change for this one is that they did change out some of the characters and turtle lineup. So like for example, in this set, Mikey is the werewolf, whereas in the old 1993-1994 set, it was Leo. So here's Mikey right out of the clamshell packaging. He does come with a couple of accessories. He comes with his nunchucks, which are basically bones that are tied on rope. It's all one piece though, just a piece of plastic, very pliable, very bendable. Same thing with the pizza, very flexible. It's basically two-toned with the red sauce and the brown crust sculpted onto the pizza. You can kind of make out what might be pepperoni, sausage, and mushroom. So just like in the previous video, this does come with a couple of the little plastic ties. You just have to make sure you carefully snip those off and then remove them. Make sure not to force it out so you don't damage the figure or the paint itself. So here we've already got Mikey right out of the package. So we're going to go ahead and check him out. As you can see, he stands up pretty comfortably by himself. He doesn't really need any assistance or balancing or anything like that. I do like that Mikey specifically is very flexible, not only just in the shoulder area on both arms, but also in the elbow and the wrists. So you can definitely have some fun trying to pose this figure like he's really growling or trying to claw at something. I do want to mention that the elbow pads are sculpted like wolf hair, so it fits perfectly with this theme. Again, very flexible. I do like how on this figure for Mikey, his hands are not only just kind of got that growling pose, but they fit the accessories perfectly. The head moves mostly side to side very comfortably. It can move up and down just a little bit, but it's just a bit limited. I don't know why. Because he doesn't have really anything blocking him underneath. But again, I'm not complaining too much about this one. Aside from just the wolf hair, like I mentioned on the other parts of his body, that's kept green. That's the only real thing that I don't like as much. I wish that they would have taken a little bit of time to kind of color that piece of it in, even if they wanted to keep the green skin, because like in the movie Teen Wolf, if you've ever seen that from the 1985 movie, you know, he still kind of had a little bit of a tan skin and then some hair. So they could have maybe done the same with this figure, but it's not too much of a complaint. Again, just like some of the other figures in this line, his left foot actually does bend a little bit, so you can pose it where he's kind of moving towards you on the ball of his feet. Or foot, rather, should I say. Something I forgot to mention on the back of Mikey's head was that the bandana isn't fully colored orange, it's just straight brown. Like I mentioned in my last video, the little dude and I picked this up at our local Super Target. Now I noticed that during the release of a particular wave, especially for this 2012 TMNT series, the first time they launch something, there tends to be a little bit of lack of paint and the detail on the sculpt of the figures. And then later down the road on the same wave release, they'll pay a little bit more attention and then start adding that additional color. So hopefully in the next few releases, they'll be able to add that to these figures. One thing you can see sculpted onto the back of the jacket is Wolfpack. So this concludes our quick review of Nickelodeon's 2012 TMNT cartoon series, specifically released for the 2017 Monsters plus Mutants, Mikey as the Werewolf. If you like the content that you saw today, please make sure that you show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel. That way we can continue to bring you more awesome stuff. Alright, we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.